we call mysticism and occult. Mysticism and occult. Whatever masters are saying that wave is water, but I don't see the water. And then the master says it is in front of you and still you don't see it. And then we use the word mysticism. There is nothing like mysticism. What is truth will remain the truth. So that is what the instructional manual is sadhana panchkam. That is why they don't talk about any mysticism, any occult, or something. You know, we have to be very clear because the mind takes time to be very clear in by constant listening and learning. You see that modern science has come up with a different word. They say that it is a physics, but someone who perhaps who has been in the field of spirituality, he said, here is a physics and here is a metaphysics. Same. So whether we say it is a spirituality or you say it is a material world. Material world we say objective world. Objective world means whatever is visible, experienced, known, thought of is the objective world. And the knower of that objective world is the spiritual world. Because of that, we say there are lower states of consciousness, there is a higher states of consciousness, there is a higher state. Why we say lower state? Because there is a mixture of the matter and the consciousness. And understanding is required. After 10 years, I started in this journey, 10 years of running to different masters. And when my master says that it is so simple, why are you running? Why are you doing all this mantra and pick up the simple mantra which has the meaning and the essence and all, then you follow it. You reflect on it and you will see the awakening takes place. Physics, metaphysics, materialism and physical and the spiritual. Spiritual simply means we start talking about the soul and the spirit, and then we say, oh, what happens when one dies, what happens after the death. First you die. Show me. When you die, then I'll show you what is left. Unnecessary, we have created such a hype, and the mind is caught in that hype. There are a lot of impurities like this. I gave an example. Water in the wave. Water is there, yes, it is there. Intellectually, it is there. But my mind covers that water with a name in the form of a wave or a storm or a tsunami. Second part, that nothing mysticism, that anything that does not change, eternal. What does not change, it will remain in the past, it is in the present, and it will continue in the future. Does it change its quality? No. Does it change its attribute? No. It's so, but where it is present everywhere. We are two, that one level of awareness. We are one from the standpoint of consciousness. That is another awareness. So one is material and other is spiritual. Can I live into that state? But I don't live into the state the moment I see a person. My past impression with all the likes and dislikes and duality and a conflict clouds the mind. See that, I'm breaking up the idea of this hype of mysticism and occultism. Now you see that even if the mind is clouded by attachment, by likes and dislikes of a person, take an example here, that my mind is attached and it has a lot of expectations, still that real self is still present. No. How can you say I don't know? So you see the ignorance level. So Master gives another metaphor. Master says, the sun is clouded by the sky. Sun is clouded by the clouds. I don't see the sun. Really? In what presence you see the clouds? It is the presence of the sun. So I don't see the name and form of the sun, but the light is available. Light of the consciousness is always available in anxiety, in stress, in pleasure, in expectation, in attachment, in meditation also. Only thing happens in meditation, it is very clear. It is very clear. That is the journey of this sadhana Panchkam. So when masters understand that the seeker is not understanding, and then you say, no, I can't see, you see it. That is why you are guru and I am a student. No, you are the same. But still, because of the mental delusion, the seeker says, I don't see the way you see it. Okay, that is why we say it is a mysticism. So we start with the mysticism. We say, how the teacher always think how he or she can get rid of this cloud of desires and clouds of expectations. And then there is another problem comes. Why you are trying to remove these clouds of desires and expectation? I asked you to let me know the real self. And now another level of mysticism starts. So with those thoughts in mind and non-understanding, many masters, they say that, oh, let us have some kundalini meditation and mantra meditation. My master used to say that each my word I speak is your mantra. Finished. Look at another way to understand it clearly. We are in deep sleep. You see what happens, the metaphor we explain, through the metaphor we explain the principle. And after the principle, some abstract thing that becomes the concept. That is how the science also works. So that concept we explain through a parable, through a story. to make it very clear, because you cannot see the real self the way you see the object, because it cannot be objectified. And then we give the examples to explain a particular context, that what the teacher is talking about, what principle. So he gives the examples. So the principle and the concept and then the context. What is the context? How to make it easy for the mind to explain it. Now see that the waking state, dream state, and sleep state, all the three states, constantly changing. Every day that is happening, but there is something uniform consciousness which is present in all the three states. It does not change at all. And that consciousness is Satchidanand. That consciousness is the real self. The master says you need not to enter into any mystical or so-called. Then we also divide. There is a spiritual discipline and there is a physical. How can you divide it? It is one life. It is one mind. It is one body. Body is the manifestation, but still we divide. So when you divide for the sake of understanding, we enter into mysticism. Otherwise, there is nothing like mysticism. Anyhow, so now you are in deep sleep. The sleep of Elon Musk, you, me, Bill Gates is the same. Warren Buffett, second richest guy. Even now this third richest guy, who has become this guy, Mark Zuckerberg, who has become the third. The sleep of every individual is the same, including the animals. Now you will explain the same thing. No, I will always explain something new. The very first moment when you are not asleep, you are in a waking state plus pure awareness is there. That is the first recognition that now consciousness is switching to a waking state. Let me give a mathematical equation. Awareness plus waking state. Clear? Now think of a scenario you can easily get. Now I'm giving examples. You see principle, concept, and context. Now I'm explaining the context. The lion is snoring and you go and you wake up the lion. How the lion will respond, tell me. He also wakes up. Awareness plus waking state. But I forced him to wake up at the second level. That waking state is mixed with the programming of the nature. Oh, protect. Protect means attack. Attack means kill. He doesn't think that, how dare you wake me up? I will tell you the no. So he misses that point because he does not have an intellect. Awareness plus waking state, one aspect. Awareness plus waking state plus programming of the nature. Programming of the nature. I have to safeguard. And I only know how to safeguard the lion. As a lion, I know only one thing, how to safeguard myself. By attacking, by killing you. By killing you. We have witnessed some changes in the lions. Their belly is totally full. They are walking into the forest and they find a deer's cub and they start playing with it. Have you seen those videos? They start playing with it. The nature's programming is not at all working. So there are moments in everyone's life when it is working in the lion's life, it has to work in my life. That is what I said. Just after wake up, awareness plus waking state. No mysticism. I'm just putting the things in a very lucid, clear manner. Now, having that example, let us take our understanding. So, what happens with the human beings? Awareness plus waking state, I got it. Awareness that is lost, and it is replaced by awareness plus waking state plus impulsive nature or nature's programming. That is the meaning of the lowest consciousness. Nothing mysticism. I was thinking that what should I talk? No, then I said, no, I should make it very clear and lucid. So you see that awareness is there, yes. Consciousness is there. Waking state, yes, there. But now that human being is fully dictated, governed by the nature's programming. Nature's programming puts me into the impulsive, reactive nature, anxious nature. You wake up in the morning, what the heck, I worked so hard yesterday, I still feel tired. Let me take a cup of coffee and then I feel little relaxed. No, let me check my email. Ah, all are going lopsided, first eye, the lowest perception. I am waking and still I'm not waking. I'm waking because everything is moved and dictated by the impulsive nature. I have to give a break to this concept and help you to understand that is the reason our masters created. Please, yeah, you want to be a spiritual fellow? Yes. So what you should do, you should wake up 2 hours before the sunrise. You wake up at 7 or you wake up 2 hours before. But if you are a higher seeker, then it will work. But if you are a lower seeker, you are still guided by these impulsive, dictated by, it will not work. You have to wake up. You have to follow the ritual to move to this once you raise your awareness. So the master says the moment you wake up, take a bath, another point of awareness. If I forget, animals do not take the bath. So I'm changing that nature's design, nature's diktat over my mind. So you first 2 hours before the sunrise, then first is that you go to your washroom, then take a bath, then you see all different levels of awareness, then you find a proper place. We use the proper place. Every place is good for meditation. You can be in a state of meditation. Meditation does not demand a particular space or a state. It is a state of consciousness. But I'm guiding you, I'm saying that if you are regular, be regular into that routine. If you are waking up before the sunrise, continue, don't break it. If you break it, you move into the first level, the impulsive nature. That is the lowest consciousness. So you see that I changed the track to make you understand. So, but if I take it consciously, I understood that this is all about a raise in consciousness in a waking state. Do not act like sleeping and dreaming, even in a waking state. What does it mean by waking, doing everything like as if you are dreaming or sleeping? It is the lower consciousness. See that? So there are about 17 steps that we need to do it in the morning. So gradually you do it, and ultimately you remember all the 17 steps. You are already living into higher awareness. That much is required. And out of those 17 steps, we have a Shanti mantra. And that is where I want you to focus on that every day. Let everyone be happy. Let everyone be nourished or nurtured. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be healthy. Let everyone be healthy. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavi. Let none suffer from misery and our misery is because of our seeking happiness outside. How simple is that to understand? I will teach him a lesson. So I'm already into anger and anxiety. But I recognize now. No, it is not. You are in anxiety. First, you calm down, then you have to teach others. And then oh, yes, you are right. Higher seeker recognizes this. So that is why we get absorbed into it. Let everyone be happy. And we start exploring. Now you see that what you are exploring? You are exploring the water in the wave. Water in the wave. So you say that no, that this is matter, body is matter, mind is matter, thoughts are matter, false I is matter, and the matter cannot have the property of happiness, but how the matter acts as an alive entity, body acts as an alive entity, it is because of the consciousness. Oh, so there is a mixture of the matter and the consciousness. Yes, for the time being, understand. I will make it clear a little later. So now it means what is behind that matter or prakriti or five elements or body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. What is behind? I'm using the word behind. There is real self. And whose nature is happiness? Because you are happy at this time because of the real self. So, Sarve Santu Niramaya, be healthy, yes. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. So now what I'm saying, if I can understand and cognition of happiness is there in me at this moment, it means everyone's nature is the same. Yes. So that is why I say let everyone be happy. Same way, let everyone be healthy, let everyone be blessed, and no suffering at all. So I start recognizing that suffering is because of the ignorance and delusion and expectations from the world outside of the objective reality whose property can never be peace and happiness. If the property of the car is peace and happiness, then you will continue to stick with the car. You will never want to come out. Then the 8 billion people will continue to sleep in the car. They will not build the house. Oh, the car has the property. Because we have such a great, I would say, craving for happiness in our life. Whether that is why we want to earn more money, we want to get recognized, we want more prestige, we want more authority, etc., etc., etc. So it means in all my desires and expectation that urge for to know myself as happiness is present. Same way the water is present in the way I don't see it. I see you are crazy because you harmed me. But there I see you as a body-mind complex. I don't see your real nature. I see the wave of the name and the form. I don't see the water as such. I'm breaking your different proverbs that we follow it blindly, mechanically, habitually, impulsively. What is that? I'm going deeper. Again, I'm going to the principle. Then I'll come to concept and context. So you see that how the master explains. Every master says you become what the company you keep. Looks very promising. Looks very good. So what about a couple where the husband is very calm, relaxed, don't react, and the wife keeps on reacting? And the husband does not change. And so the wife does not change. So what I said, the principle is I become the company I keep. So it has its validity, it has its reason. Why we say that? You are becoming a seeker. So it is very good that you should keep the company of the spiritual people and the friends, and you should listen, you should watch, whatever is spiritual. In the beginning, for a person living at the lowest level of the consciousness and the second level, who has a conflict because of mixture of the impulsive nature of mind and the past impression is mixed up. So for that, it is good. What about the higher seeker? What is the proverb? I become what the company I keep. So we already understand this body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, matter, prakriti. And inside it, it is Purusha. Purusha is keeping that consciousness, that real self is keeping the company of the Prakriti and still does not change. Come on. Neither the Prakriti changes. Body, which is constantly changing, never reaches to a point where it does not change. It will become eternal. So man-made principles are proved completely wrong. They are created by the mind. That consciousness, eternal, unchanging, all-pervading, is always present in the body-mind complex as long as the body is not left. And still, that real self never changes even when it keeps the company of the mind, crazy mind, lazy mind, reactive mind, impulsive mind, the young body, the old body, the middle-aged body. It does not change. So that is the context. What is the context? You are not a higher level of a seeker. No, you have to keep my company. You have to come back again and again. You have to study only these books. No, I watched all those videos. No, you have to stop watching. There is a woman who is about 65 years old of my age, and she said that every day I listen to the podcast by coaches in US. I said, wonderful. So after a few weeks, he said that I'm totally stressed. And I wrote back again, you are wonderful. And then she wrote to me that it does not make a sense. I said, if I had stopped you earlier, you will think that as if I'm only pressing you to listen to what audios I send you. Now this is going to be a conflict because majority of our coaches in US is talking more about the objective reality. They don't talk about the subjective reality. And there is a conflict between the two. So you are already creating a conflict in your mind. Before that, she wrote to me. I've been listening to you for the last 2 years and there is no change. I said, who is going to change? I or you? Are you making a joke? Every time I change, I give you a lesson. I understand in a different perspective. That is how I guide you. I will talk to you. I created an acronym. I will talk that later. I have created an acronym of liberate because now I realize that if her mind is in the beginning should be thrown into the objective reality and then brought back. So that was my challenging job. And then I converted the satsang. What is satsang? Satsang, listening and learning, contemplation and reflection. You don't understand? Then I said, okay, I got it. What is happening? And then satsang results into detachment. Detachment results into freedom from delusion. Freedom from delusion calms down the mind. And if you continue to stay in that state of the calmness, the awakening will take place. I created an acronym for her that is known as liberate. L means something, I means something, B means something. And she was so happy. I taught the same thing. So you see, that is how our masters have been teaching. That is why we have so many texts and teachers of the Eastern wisdom. That is why we have thousands of practices of meditation and mindfulness, depending on the temperament of an individual. So she is very happy. I said, you have to only think. L means you live in the real self. You simply say to your mind in the morning that I'm living in the real self. Oh, that much. I said, you should also know what the real self is made up of. Real self is made up of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay, I understood it. You live in the house, so you have a bedroom, you have washroom, and you have kitchen. You should know that. Okay, so I should think like this. Okay. And then I said investigate. How to investigate? So instead of contemplation and reflection, I said investigate. And it appealed to him, to her. Why she has been investigating her employees. This employee is doing this, not doing good, and that employee is not doing good. So I said, oh, it will work. So investigate. So investigate what? Investigate your mind. You had 8 hours of this sleep and you woke up in the morning and you challenge your mind. What the heck? Why you are in stress? There is no reason. Or what past impression has been carried forward? So what are the past impression carried forward that has an element of attachment? So B means you have to break the attachment. How? Go back to L. I'm living in real self. As such, there is no stress. You repeat in yourself. I should say simply, I said yes. You say simply think of it. Oh, liberate. L-I-B. E. Eradicate. Now, because there is a cloud of attachment which continues to persist, that is known as the delusion. The cloud of a thought that water is there in the mirage is a delusion. So you have to drop it, break it, eradicate it. L-I-B, yes, break it. And E, eradicate it, liberate. Then what happens? Tell me. I taught only one lesson. She said that I feel relaxed. I said, then you have to ask. R means relax. Now, can you tell me from where this relaxation has come? Did it come from any object, any relations, any form of attachment? No. It comes from within me. Okay. Liberate. So, what is left? ATE. So, A means you have to accept this relaxation is coming from within you, not from any object. And you are very clear about it. She said, yes, I'm clear. Then what happens? Now you are free and easy. You are a higher level of a seeker. Whenever any idea, thought, feeling, emotions of anxiety comes, transcend it. Leave it. The way you are driving your car and you leave, other cars are also driving. You are just aware, oh, leave it, drop it. So then she asked me, what does it mean by the last E? Embody yourself, real self. Embody now. Then she said, oh, you should have created this. I said, this is what I have guiding you, teaching you the satsang and the fourfold practices. But why it did not, I could not grasp. I said, you were listening to the podcast. So, unnecessary. This is what happens, the lower level of consciousness in the heart. So, our expression, we once we understand those principles clearly, then we have to understand. How we understand? We have to listen and learn, contemplate and reflect. So now see that, go back to the beginning, that from the sleep, law and wake up. So awareness plus impulsive nature. Lion wakes up and he sees the animal, he has to kill it. He doesn't say, no, okay, I will take care of you later. Or how come you are so near to me? Or if my belly is full, that I will start playing. Now come to the human being. Awareness plus waking state is there. But then what happens? Awareness plus a waking state plus nature's programming plus my past impressions, my agenda, my likes and dislikes. That is our second eye. Third eye is always present. Even it was present in the lion, because they don't have an intellect, they cannot recognize it is present in me. I'm getting carried away by the past impressions and the nature's programming. What is the third? You continue to live in the waking state plus awareness, that's all. No. Awareness is like a mirror where all experiences of the thoughts and the feeling takes place. So one is awareness, that is equivalent to peace and happiness. And second is the feeling and experiencing the thought, objects, etc., etc. I am still with that. It is the same thing like water and the waves. It is same. As such, there is no mysticism, no occult. But when you are constantly contemplating and reflecting, say for example, you're talking to honey and instantly your mind has a feeling. You are aware of the reactive feeling. Before that, you are aware of the peaceful feeling. So awareness is like a mirror. Why you get engaged in the contents of uh, the feelings and the thoughts and ideation of the mind? Because of the past impression and nature's programming. So why it happens? Because of the impurities of the mind, it causes the delusion. But why it causes, what do you mean by delusion? What I am, I forget, and what I claim is a false I. What I claim I am, I should react to. What I claim I am, and what exactly I am, sun is hiding. Sun is hiding. Sun is hiding. So you can say in a different way. One is pure sun, only sun, not pure sun, only sun. Another sun is with the clouds. Another sun is with the clouds. So here, that real self is with the body mind complex plus past impression and impulsive nature. Should I tell you a secret? No, it's not a secret. And everything is open, because if anything is secret, then it is mystic. My master used to say that, do you recognize the false I when you have a feeling of a raise and reaction? Yes. Can the same false I recognize a real I sitting behind you? And find out the way you can do that. And if you find out the way you can do it, you are free. How it can happen? You simply change the direction. But the moment you change the direction, that objective reality is lost, whether it is made up of anger or hesitation or reaction. Now there is no mind. That is why we also say the meditation is a no mind state. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Now I will just, no worries. You have to listen to it again and again, and you have to contemplate and reflect. High wave is going to harm me. I forget the water. Water is still there. I'm not scared of the water, but I'm scared of the high tide. But that water is still present in the high tide. What Shankaracharya did, Shankaracharya um, understood, and he created these 40 steps as instructional manual. He says, you do it simply. You do it. Don't ask me. Why? He's telling the seeker. He's not telling the layman. We'll understand the very first step is study the Eastern wisdom is to study yourself. I study mouse yesterday. What happened, around 10:30, I updated my computer and then it stopped. I couldn't see that it is not rebooting. I said, okay, I have a laptop, so I can work with the laptop, so no issue. But then I said, why it is happening? Why it is happening? Why it is happening? I left this problem. In the morning when I woke up around 3:30, my mind has a thought that you remove the power plug from the computer, wait for a minute, and then connect it. I did it and it started working. There may be some shortcut because I'm not an expert, but I remember, oh, this is a good way. But this will not work every time. So I have to take this PC to to a repair shop to get it repaired. So you see, the clarity should be there. If I have a clarity, life is good. That is why we started with another Shanti mantra, Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Let both be protected. Sahano Bhunaktu. Let both align together, their mind and emotion. Physical level, let us eat together. So here, eating is eating that principle of the mind. Sahaviryam karva vahi. So I should have a higher level of awareness and attention in following the path. What do you mean a higher level? I made it very clear in the very beginning of a line. Awareness plus waking state plus impulsive nature. Awareness plus waking state plus impulsive nature plus past impression. That is what the human being is. So I have to get rid of this. I have to live into that awareness in order to sahano bhunaktu. We have done. Sahaviryam karvavahi tejasvinavadhitamastu. Tej. Study. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. May our study be enlightening. Every time I listen and learn from a teacher or from the book, it gives me a new perspective of life. It should. If it is not so, I have to repeat it. But when I repeated it, now it has given me a new perspective of life. It does not mean that the mantra stops there. Keep on doing it. You'll find a new perspective again and again. Why? Because we are eradicating that same thing, investigation, attachment, and delusion. Ma vidvisha vahi. So even if some impurity is left, some kind of envy, jealousy, duality is left, it should also be dropped. Why? Because it is clouding the sun and it will not work. That is where, so from one Shanti mantra to the another Shanti mantra, we have those different Shanti mantras. So I should be absorbed. Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu. Teacher's body is different, my body is different. Okay, what is same? Mind. Yes, mind is the same, but the thought content is the different. Okay, behind the mind there is a consciousness. That consciousness is same in both of us. Sahana Vavatu Sahana. So you get different ways of clearing or just jumping from the lower to the higher consciousness. And the more you jump into the higher consciousness in your daily life, you will discover that the things have started taking place. I am worldly but unsatisfied. So I have to find out what it means by being worldly. It simply means that I forget that I am the real self. That we will take up in the next session because that involves another principle, concept in the context. And then we say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh. So again, I think I discussed about it. One Shanti is for the entire known world, visible world. In the background, I'm aware that nothing in the objective world can ever give me peace and happiness. So you remain peaceful. Then second Shanti is to the unknown world that I am exploring, and that unknown world is already within me. The real self is within me. And the third Shanti, that real self is of the nature of peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. What happens? What happens?
So awareness, it means the consciousness plus ego.
Yeah. The moment we say because the moment there is any identification with the Prakriti, five elements, three gunas, thoughts, ideas, name in the form, you have to identify as the ego, as I-ness. I know you. You see? I am in pain. You see the identification.
But in meditation, still identification, I am present. I am plus consciousness.
Yeah, I am plus conscious. So what happens at a higher state of meditation, we have a recognition that this I am plus consciousness are one and the same. Because the mind, now I'm in the objectless state. So in that objectless state, the mind is already merged with the consciousness. Merging means that there is no state of the mind. Only the mind can represent or recognize the duality. Consciousness as such does not recognize the duality. So you live into that state. So Om Namah Shivaya outside, beautiful image, and all the attributes are there. Om Namah Shivaya in the subtle mind. So I'm not looking at the physical image, but that image is there. Now at the third level, that Om Namah Shivaya is the Ishvara, unborn. So when it is unborn, it will not have a name in the form. What is that unborn? It is consciousness. What about Krishna? It is the same. What about Durga? It is the same. Whether you say Durga, Krishna, Shiva, Lakshmi, blah, 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 long list. It is the same. So we're masters. Our masters have created such a crazy stuff, and they are good. Because, I'm obsessed with the wealth. So come on, go and worship and meditate on the goddess of Lakshmi. Fact is that you get the wealth, provided it is in the prarabdha. You get it. So you generate more faith. And ultimately, because of the faith, your mind continues to change. So then the master says, this Lakshmi is nothing but pure consciousness. Can't I see it? No, you cannot see it. It is pure consciousness. In our Durga Shapsati, there is another Tantra literature. You'll be, so what it says, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Maeti Shabdita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah. This is a long mantra. So what it says, that, O goddess Lakshmi and Durga, you are seated in me as consciousness. That is why I am doing namaskar, namaskar, namaskar to you. Now see the meaning of this. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. You are seated, you are located, you are present in me as peace. Oh, that is why I am doing namaste, namaste, namaste to you. So every time your mind rebounds and comes to you. Great. When I look at the brain and intelligence of these masters, extraordinary. That is how we have solved many principles, many problems of the nature in physics and in chemistry and biology. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstita. Shakti, power. Power is not outside, power is within you. And then he went on to write, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matre Rupena Sanstita. You followed your Nitya Karma, you respected your mother outside. Now the master says that mother is sitting inside. Why he says? You should respect your mother, but you should not create an attachment. You see, the entire tantra literature is filled with this. So, remember, contemplate and reflect. Prakriti, Purusha, they are always together. The moment there is a mixture of the two, that is the world outside. This is the world, body, mind, intellect, ego, complex, my desires. This is Prakriti and Purusha. So Gita, Krishna gives the definition, separate the two. Physically, no. Experience that this Purusha cannot be mixed with Prakriti. Prakriti can never be mixed. There is no mixture, will not exist. It is a mixture. It is not a compound, and what we say in chemistry, there is no bonding. If there is a bonding, obviously, then the properties changes. But if it is a mixture, the properties remains the same. But what our mind does, the mind changes the property falsely. That is where the false I comes, and we fall into ignorance.